Hey there! In today's video, I'm going to talk about what the January 2019 U.S. jobs report that just came out means to you, the executive or the six-figure earner. And as a preview, I want to tell you that this past month in January was the busiest hiring season or busiest month that I've seen for our clients in the 16-year career that I've had in the career field. So it's really, really exciting. So in today's video, I'm going to break down for you exactly what the data is in the January 2019 jobs report, and then also how you can take advantage of this great hiring season. All right, let's start with the stats. And this is going back last month, January 2019. The United States added 304,000 new jobs to the job roles, and analysts were expecting 170,000 jobs. So this blew away the projections, and this is what I'm seeing as well. Now, you may also see that the news reports that unemployment actually went up a little bit to 4%. So at first glance, it doesn't really make sense that it added so many more jobs than anticipated, but yet the unemployment went up. But let me explain. The unemployment went up only because of the government shutdown. So you have to remember, I think there were around 800,000 people. I don't know if that's inflated or not, but that was the number that I read, that were furloughed or not getting any money for the month of January. So that's the reason that those were included in those job numbers and the unemployment numbers. Hopefully that, of course, will be settled, let's hope permanently, and that you'll find that that unemployment rate will start to come back down. So also, the hiring rose, which is really interesting. The hiring rose in almost every sector. It's really, when I read the jobs report every month, which comes out on the first Friday of every month, I usually see that hiring happens in usually 2 to 3 main sectors. It could be, for instance, manufacturing, construction, and healthcare, or sometimes technology is in there. But usually the steadfast ones are just the manufacturing, healthcare, and also construction. And these are, of course, non-farm payroll. So you have to always keep that in mind. But this time, almost every sector, almost every industry increased. And so that's really good news. What it means is that you could move industries much more easily now than possibly in the past. So if you've been in one industry for a long time, this is the time to take advantage of the increased hiring across all industries. As a matter of fact, in 2018, when people moved a job, 70% of the time they moved industries. So people are doing it all the time. It's much more frequent these days to move industries than it has been in the past. And you can become very portable depending on what message you're putting out on your resume and your LinkedIn profile. And then the final stat that I want to share with you is that we've got a great milestone that just happened, which is this is the 100th month in a row that jobs have been created. There's been positive job growth in the economy in the U.S. So that's a great milestone to have 100 months of job creation rather than having it negative. And that's a very strong indicator of a very strong economy. So what does this mean for a six-figure earner? And also, what am I seeing with my boots on the ground, if you will, for the last 16 years in the career field? I'd like to go through that today in today's video. So I want to cover the top 3 takeaways that you can take from the jobs report and from what I'm seeing, and really what it means to you and the actions that you can take in order to take advantage of that. All right? So let's get into the first one. So the first takeaway that I'd like to share with you is that our clients who usually earn multiple 6 figures are finding that they are getting more jobs created for them that did not exist before versus just backfilling because of attrition with a previously filled position. So that's really good news for you. That means that in this time, February of 2019, and in the coming months, if we see this trend continue, which it's been pretty strong over the last 6 months, if we see this trend continue, then that means that you can position yourself as a standalone investment with a personal return on investment, a personal ROI, meaning they pay you a few $100,000 and you're able to make them millions of dollars in return. They will invest in you. In other words, companies are investing in human capital more than ever before and at a very high level. In other words, SVPs, EVPs, C-suite executives, where even with small to mid-sized businesses of 10 to 50 million in annual revenue where they don't have a COO, now they're deciding to invest in a COO. So this is a great opportunity to get into a company where you can make a bigger impact. Now, the place that you can do this most importantly is actually not on your resume, it's on your LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn has really become a powerhouse of executive searching. And what we found is that most of the clients that are getting most of the conversations that end up in job offers are coming from conversations that started on LinkedIn. And we do have a program for that puts all of that on steroids so that our clients are getting usually around 5 to 12 conversations a week. It's called the Networking Superhighway. If you're interested in talking with me about that, I do have a link below, a button that you can push and schedule some time to talk with me. I'm opening up my calendar in February to talk to a few individuals. So if you're interested in learning more about that, let me know. So the second thing you need to keep in mind, the second takeaway, is that six-figure earners, especially multiple six-figure earners, generally take about 12 to 18 months to find their next position. Now that's another statistic that comes from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and I believe that was updated in 2018. If you are over 50 years old looking for a multiple six-figure job, it can take 18 to 24 months. Now, this is according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This is not what I'm seeing in the job market. So our clients that are making multiple six figures, if you think of it on a bell curve, most of our clients are finding new positions within 4 to 7 months, and there are outliers on the short end. We have a lot of clients that find something in 6 to 8 weeks, and there are a few outliers on the long end where someone might take 10 or maybe even 12 months. Most of those outliers on the long end are looking for like a CEO position or something approaching 7 figures. So that means that I would recommend partnering with an executive career firm. Doesn't have to be us. What I would recommend you do if you're looking to partner with an executive career firm to shorten the amount of time that it takes to get your next position, that you find one whose message resonates with you. In other words, the methods that they use, the methodologies that they have, resonates with your particular career situation right now. So again, if you want to talk with me, we can explore that, but it doesn't have to be us. It can be using another firm. But in this day and age, I really recommend not doing your own resume. If you want multiple six figures, it's very important to use a professional that knows what they're doing, knows the job market, and has an updated, not an outdated, but an updated method to doing their resume, LinkedIn profile, and not just the branding, but how you get in touch with the right people. So the third takeaway that I'd like to share with you are the implications for the immediate future based upon this really strong jobs report that we just got in. So it brings in the Federal Reserve. Because the economy is doing so well and we're creating a lot more jobs than what the analysts anticipate, sometimes what that means is that the Federal Reserve will raise the interest rates because they're worried about inflation. They want to throttle the economy back and keep it in a sweet spot because the economy is doing quite strong. As a matter of fact, wage growth year over year is over 3%, which is the strongest number that we've had in a long time. So if they do increase the interest rate, keep in mind hiring is a lagging indicator. So if they raise the interest rate in the first quarter, say February, March, you'll find that the hiring starts to slow down, probably end of second quarter, which would be May, June, getting into summer. And that's usually a lull in job creation anyway. So because of that, my advice to you is if you are thinking about getting into the job market, right now is the best time. First quarter is the best time. In fact, we just finished what is historically the largest hiring month of the year. Every year, it's 19% of all the year's hires happen in January, and with 304,000 new jobs created, it's probably going to be more than 19% for this January. And February is always a close second. So that means that 16% historically of all of the jobs that are created for the year happen in February. Now is the time to enter the job market. If you are passively looking, now's the time to get actively looking. And again, if you're interested in exploring this with us, I am opening up my calendar because this is a fantastic opportunity to get into the job market. So there's a button below that you can push. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, then I'm going to put a link in the description below so that you can get on my calendar as well. So that's it. If you've got early successes from 2019 that you'd like to share, I would love to hear about them. And until the next video or until we talk, have a wonderful week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.